Now, after 14 years of construction, Ethiopia has officially inaugurated a controversial mega dam built over the River Nile. The ceremony was broadcast live on TV. Africa's largest hydroelectric project has a capacity to produce more than 5,000 megawatts of power. The government in Addis Ababa says the project on the Blue Nile will provide electricity to millions of people across the region, not just in Ethiopia. The dam will be Africa's largest hydroelectric plant, but the dam has also been at the center of a diplomatic row between Sudan and Egypt, who both fear their essential water supplies could be affected. Inaugurates reports from Addis Ababa. Ethiopia's capital and biggest city, Addis Ababa, is full of excitement as a 4 billion megadam over the Blue Nile reaches the finish line after 14 years. For a country scarred by a devastating civil war that ended just 3 years ago and continues to face unrest, the project, officially known as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance, generates a rare sense of unity for the majority of the people, and tens of millions across the country's rural villages and remote towns are hoping they will see the benefit. One villager, Geminish, lives in Alamara village, less than 10 kilometers outside Hawassa, a major city in southern Ethiopia. Her household, like many others in her village, does not have access to electricity. They use kerosene-powered lamps for light and firewood for cooking. It's been very tough, especially for her 3 children. When we run out of fuel, we might spend nights in darkness. Sometimes we use firewood as a source of light. Sometimes we can't even have enough wood. For more than a decade, her husband, Gemanasa, who is a farmer and a part-time carpenter, has been contributing to the national fundraising campaign for the construction of the dam from his monthly income. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been collected from the public through donations and the sale of government-issued bonds. Gemesius and Gemesa are now hoping to have access to electricity. The dam began generating power to a small extent 3 years ago, and it's expected to operate with full capacity soon. Power generated from the hydroelectric plant is expected to feed into the national grid, but Ethiopia still needs to expand its networks to reach areas without electricity. That will be the next step. For 54% of our people, they have access to electricity. They do have access, so we can take 46% is in deficit. That is what we want to reduce now in the coming 5 years. Our intention is by 2013, at least more than 90% of our nation should get access to electricity. That is how we are working upon that. Besides providing households with electricity, Ethiopia aims to become an economic powerhouse in the Horn of Africa region, for which generating massive amounts of power could be important. The Hydropower project is also expected to boost electricity exports to regional neighbors, but it has created issues for countries downstream. Over the years, there have been several rounds of talks among Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt to address issues raised around the building of this hydroelectric dam. However, none of these efforts have been successful and a binding agreement has not been signed. Accusations continue to be traded and relations remain tense. Sudan and Egypt fear the dam could affect water levels on the Nile, particularly in times of drought, something Ethiopia denies. In a recent joint statement, the 2 countries said the dam will continue to create a threat to their water supplies. Officials in Addis Ababa say the costs of the construction were covered by the government and contributions from the public. Now the country is set to generate a massive source of income, in addition to providing power to millions of its citizens. Inaugurates, Sound of Africa, Southern Ethiopia.